And so it begins, the first pyramid of many. I don't know how long we're going to be spending here, but it's going to be a very, very long time. And we also just attained 58 agility in the first step as well. We must have fallen about 6 times there. It took so long for that first one. Let's hope that our luck turns around from here. We just missed it, but there's 59 agility coming in. We've also got a fat stack of pyramid tops. Absolutely love it. What I did find as well is that these pyramids weigh 11 kilos each. I imagine it's in kilos, isn't it? Yes. So we're currently just jumping around, climbing over, walking across balance beams with 160 kilograms in our pocket. I don't know, that makes me pretty chad in my opinion. Well, a decent length of time at the agility pyramid, 1 full inventory completed, just carrying a casual 1/4 of a ton, as we can see thereabouts. We hand in all of these to Simon and he just loads up with a whole bunch of cash. This must be the richest man in RuneScape here. 210,000. That gives us a good amount there. We can absolutely afford our Dragon Scimitar, which is going to take about half our cash stack, plus a rune plate body is going to take about another 80k, so that only leaves us about 30k. So if we want everything, I think we need to do another full inventory like this. And after that, I think we go on a bit of a shopping spree. Well earned, well deserved. We're also actually going to hit 60 agility with our next inventory. So that's going to be a great milestone as well, giving us access to the Seers course. Back for our second inventory, there is 60 agility. What a milestone. Werewolf Seers Village is the main one. Werewolf could be useful. Jump the Pillars in the Winterdots prison. Not too sure how useful that is. The God Wars dungeon via the agility route. Absolutely fantastic. And jump the estuary across Masterly Harness. Nah, I don't really care about that one. But hey, 60 agility, absolutely awesome. And look, we've got a whole bunch more stack of pyramid tops. Also been doing a bit more of a better inventory layout set up here. So now we should be able to get closer to a full inventory. And then, oh, shopping. After about 3 hours of grinding, almost on the dot, we've finally finished 2 inventories. This one we got so close. We even had our rapid heal on, but we ran out of food, we ran out of water skins, so we hand in these and we just get our fat stack of cash. Absolutely amazing. Let's head back to the Ferox Enclave and check out where that puts our bank. And with that put away there, we now have over a 500k cash stack. Now that's not going to last for very long at all. We're going shopping. First stop, we have Scavo hiding in the corner here at our Champions Guild. He sells us the first piece of the puzzle, the rune plate legs. We could take the skirt or the plate legs, doesn't really matter too much, they both cost the same. Let's go for the plate legs. Second stop, over in Edgeville, just the northwest of the Champions Guild, we have Oziak, and with Oziak he sells us the coveted rune plate body. And we also probably should pick up a green D-high body for when we start training some more range. And our biggest upgrade by far is of course on Apatol with Daga. Right here, trade him, pick up our Dragon Scimitar for 100k. Look at that, our cash stack is dwindling. We're already at half of what we had to begin with, but big upgrades. We certainly need the helmet slots, that's what we're going to get next though. Skullgrimman over in Relica is our next stop as we can pick up our Berserker helmet. We could look to pick up some others like our Archer helmet for example, which I don't hate the idea of, but it is a little bit risky to be investing as much right now. So we go for the Berserker helm. I know it's not quite as good as the Nature's Knot helm, but we don't quite have the defensive level for that, nor the quest to unlock it just yet. And I think we're going to be training strength as our primary one next up. I think in the interim it's well worth picking up the Berserker helm. We can switch it out later on. And of course we're nowhere near our Slayer helm either, so that's going to be waiting down a little bit longer down the track as well. There we have 40 thieving coming in. I actually missed that one. Now you might be wondering, what the hell, this isn't what I signed up for there, Sandor. You're not doing what you were supposed to do. Why aren't you showing us your sick new armor? Well, the reason being is I want one more extra little upgrade here, which I can get at what is commonly referred to as the ham storerooms, and that's why I'm currently pickpocketing here. What we're looking for are some keys. With these keys, we head into these chests, squeezing through these cracks there. You know how it be. And then we try and open up, there we go, so we get our first key there. We try and open up for different pieces of jewelry. And what we're really looking forward to is either the strength necklace, strength amulet, or a diamond amulet. Either one of those two will be able to upgrade or imbue or enchant. Enchant, that's the word. And from there we will have a strength or a power amulet. Either one of those two would be absolutely fantastic. Certainly help with our strength bonus. And then and only then I will show you the full ensemble. And also after that, we would love to get some other, something for the glove slot, something for the cape slot. A ring as well, but for now I think we'll settle with what we've got. First inventory of keys, let's see how lucky we get. There we have our ruby amulet, a great find, so we've at least got our strength amulet. That one fooled me, I'm gonna be honest, I thought it was a diamond amulet. Okay, so no diamond amulet just right now, but we do have lots and lots of sapphire necklaces, great teleports of course to Wintertot and other areas. We're going to alchemize some of these sapphire amulets, we don't need them all. We'll leave one so that we can have our magic amulet, and then we will save everything else. The ring of... well, the sapphire rings will also be quite useful, as will the extra gems, so I think we keep everything, even our ruby necklace, that's another dig site teleport. And then I do really want the diamond amulet, so we might actually keep it and try a little bit longer. Keep what we've got, keep going. And another inventory of keys, let's see if we get lucky with this one, with our diamond amulet. It is quite rare compared to the other ones, so I'm not super hopeful, but in any case, even getting these alchables is still quite nice. So close. A duplicate ruby amulet. And last key of this inventory. No such luck. Alright, I tell you what, we've got a few more inventory spaces. Why don't we pick up a couple more keys and then try again. Just a few more keys again, let's see how we go. No such luck again. I think we head back and try one more inventory. If not, we just make do with our ruby amulet, make our strength amulet, which is the most strength bonus to be fair, but I do like the defensive bonus of the amulet of power. With us just reaching 41 thieving, I have a very good feel about this inventory. Let's see how we go. This will be my last one. If I don't get it now, I'm sticking with the ruby necklace, ruby amulet instead. Well, it appears we're sticking with the ruby amulet. We are now the proud owner of a strength amulet, not a power ammy, maybe later. We'll come back to that later, but why don't we see what our current gear loadout is looking like now. And here we have the enchantment of our ruby amulet into our strength amulet. A huge boost, look at that, plus 10 melee strength attack damage. Of course we do lose some defensive bonus from our previous gnome amulet, but that's absolutely fine. We don't care about defensive stuff there, that's for wimps. We care about our damage. Now this was our previous setup, our rune sword and our studded leather outfit. Oh my god, look at that, what an absolute chad. But we're wearing this for comparison. Let's see what we currently had. About a 40 stab attack bonus, roughly 90s in the defensive, 90 to 100, but 41 melee strength. Now let's see how that changes with this new get up. So we're up to 67 slash bonus. That is an increase of over 50% over our earlier stats. Almost 200 across the board. Again, doubling what we had beforehand, and 81 melee strength instead of our earlier 44. Actually disgusting, the change here. Now we look like a proper RuneScape god. What can I say? Absolute baller. And also we have the 60 attack. Our stats are a little bit out of whack, so we do need to be getting some strength upgrades here soon. Also, there are some other areas that we could upgrade. Now, for example, our climbing boots are good enough here. The only upgrades that we get are usually our Slayer based boots, so rune boots, dragon boots, that kind of thing. Gloves, obviously pathetic, we need to upgrade that, and that's where we might actually start doing some recipe for disaster shortly. A shield is definitely in dire need, so what we can do is of course the quest line for the Helm of Nader's Knot, which allows me access to the ice runts, ice trolls, where we can pick up a granite shield or something similar. The cape, we would love to get a fire cape. That's a little bit further down the track, but we won't be able to just yet. And also the ring, we would love to get a Zerka ring, and to a lesser degree a warrior's ring. And we might be able to safe spot a little bit of our, what's it called? The Dagonoth Kings, right? Dagonoth Rex. We could maybe try our luck there. I'm not too hopeful without having any prayer potions to stock up our prayer, or even that good of a food or magic attack damage, so we'll see on that one. But otherwise, huge upgrades there, looking like an absolute baller. And a bunch more AFK ladder, and there is 60 fishing, huge milestone of course. We've been doing this with some editing, with a bit of other stuff there, real life stuff of course. That brings us to 1,002 total. Yes, we've been fishing for quite a bit, as you can see up in the top left hand corner. We do need 70 cooking for recipe for disaster, so I felt like this was the best one to AFK over our wood cutting, over something like, what else is AFK? Nothing really, right? Okay. Well, anyway, we decided to go for our fishing. I think it was the right course of action. We've now got a whole bunch more fish in here, but also remember that promise that we gave ourselves, as we do have 1,600 trout, almost 1,200 salmon, and we're going to be fishing for a little bit longer here. But the self-imposed restriction was that we were not able to access the group storage until we reach 1,000 total, just to catch up, because of course some of our other friends had gotten a little bit further than us. So I am quite happy that I did the agility pyramid and got all of my main upgrades, D-Sim, full rune, the Berserker helm, the strength amulet, all of that came to play before we managed to open up our group storage. So here's my first sneak peek at the group storage. Let's see what our further leveled upgraded Ironman are. And bear in mind, they're only, I think, around the 1,300, 1,200 to 1,300 total level. So they're not that much further than me, honestly. They've got some higher stats here and in melee combats and whatnot, but beyond that, nothing too crazy. So let's see what we now have access to and what we can now start giving back towards. Oh wow, okay, so we've got some strength potions, attack potions. Those are going to be fantastic for our melee slayer that we go for. As we can see, he was also helping us out with the big bones and the dragon bones, so I could have gotten a very easy prayer level there that way. We would have had to, we could have avoided the blue dragon grind that we went for. Limpwort roots are fantastic early levels. Herbivore experience, of course. Decent amount of food also, so that could be better than our trout and our salmon. Some anti-poisons, of course, very useful for our quests. There's quite a few in the Karamja area that can really give us a bit of grief for some of those poisons. Mithril crossbow, not too bad as well. I wonder if that's stronger than our bone crossbow. And some extra swordfish as well. Oh, and mystic boots. Okay, so very nice. We hope to be putting some of our stuff in here as well. Keeping the AFK grind going, there is 61 fishing. 62 fishing, also at the level for our monkfish after completion of the Swan Song quest, of course. And with the last fish of the inventory, there is 63 fishing coming in. Couldn't have timed it better myself. Let's quickly head to the bank and see how many fish we've ended up with. So there are the fruits of our labour, with 2650 trout left to cook up and almost 1800 salmon. That'll be some good experience to work towards recipe for disaster, 70 cooking requirement. 64 wood cutting coming in. And you may be wondering the change of pace. Well, a little bit more AFK, and also wood cutting is quite useful to pick up some willow logs, of course, for our birdhouse runs. And there is 65, the level for Silicet mushrooms, which can be useful for our crafting pies, I believe they are. And with this inventory complete, we've finished just shy of 2 hours at our willow trees in Draenor Village. The reason why we went here, of course, well, we talked about it earlier, didn't we? The birdhouse runs need some better logs so that we can complete those, but that doesn't explain why we've got 1,000 of them. Well, we've got big plans for our character now. We need 50 fire making, and this actually gives us just enough to get to 50 fire making, so that'll be our next goal. And we need 50 fire making for our Barrow's Glove grind. That's right, we're going to be starting Recipe for Disaster. We need a few different stats, a few different quests to get there. We need a whole bunch of more quest points there. I think we need 175 in total, so we're 44 off of that. There are some that can be finished off quite nice and easily. We'll do those as well, but of course, we're going to be starting off our Recipe for Disaster grind. I feel like our armor setup here is so good with our Berserker helm, with our rune plate body, legs, climbing boots, and of course eventually we will get our defenders, but it'll be really nice to get something in our glove slot because we don't have anything useful in that slot just yet. So I think why don't we go for the best gloves that we possibly can, you know, skip waiting for adamant, rune, dragon, just go straight to the barrows, go for the big boy stuff. Let's see how we fare. But next up, 50 fire making coming in from all of those 1,000 willow logs that we just cut. Starting from 31 fire making, I'm aware that it's not going to be an instant light every single time, but hopefully we can get lucky. It's going to be a bit painful to start off with, but I very much love the Varrock teleport method. We start off in the center of the fountain. By the time that we finish up, we're basically right by the Varrock West Bank, so it goes by pretty quick, and these levels will be coming in thick and fast. See you in a little bit. 32 fire making, and 33 fire making, 34, 35 fire making, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40 fire making, 41, 43, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, unexpected level with 57 magic coming in, those ones are always the best, 47, 48, 49 fire making. Just shy of an hour later, there is 50 fire making coming in. Huge level, one part of our RFD quest, but also, potentially more importantly, we can now enter Wintertot's prison. So that's going to be an absolutely awesome way to train fire making from now. No real cost, other than, of course, maybe some food, maybe some wine, maybe some cakes, who knows. We've got a high HP, so we do take more HP damage as we go there, but some good rewards that could be gained from that too. I believe in magic logs and other goodies, which could be useful for our desert treasure. Otherwise, we look to maybe boost from 65, but that's our fire making requirement out of the way. Let's move on to some other quests, some other levels, and of course, start using some willow logs for our birdhouse runs. And straight away there we have 29 hunter. And here we'll see 30 hunter coming in, 420 XP drop. That's the last time we'll see of that, as we do of course have our willow birdhouses now. And with our first time using our willow birdhouses, let's see how much experience we get per, up from 420 now to... I didn't actually see that, we're gonna have to go for the next one. Oh my god, I thought I opened it but I closed it instead. 560, so a pretty noticeable step up. Not as big as I expected, but still well worth getting these willow logs instead. And we're not too far off our next upgrade. We're currently 30 hunter. I think our next step up is 34 with teak birdhouses. So we might go and get a couple inventories of teaks, which will last until we get to maples. And hopefully by the time that we get to maples, we have our kingdom up and running so that we have a few maple logs coming in that way. But we'll see. We of course need some crafting as well for it. I think it's somewhere in here, but yeah, there we go. So birdhouse from willow logs 25. So we kind of need to match our hunter level with our crafting level to be able to use those. So as long as we get that, we've basically got enough for the maple logs for now. It's just once we get to mahogany or up, that's going to be the one that we have issues with. But you know, yew logs, for example, way away from that one. And there's 31 hunter coming in as well. Don't think there's any major milestones for that one. And of course we do pick up a whole bunch of bird's nests through this. I like to save those up for a little bit while we're not in need of them. Then of course we can have a bit of an opening spree and use that as a mini clip as well. So we'll save that for now, leave it for a little bit later. Well, this is going to be our home for the next wee while, starting off with 2,800, basically 2,900 raw trout, 1,900 raw salmon, a few from our fishing trawler as well. Honestly, not that much to write home about. A little bit of extra experience coming in here. But our banked experience plugin on Runelight suggests that this is only going to be About enough for 65, so that's still quite a ways off the 70 goal that we have. So either we decide to, say, stuff it and we go for some boosts, get our +5 boost. I'm sure there are many that can do that for us. Or we get a few more levels up later on. We'll decide later, but let's just start with this and see where we end up, shall we? Starting off with 51 cooking, the first of many. There is 52 cooking. This is going to take a wee while. 53 cooking coming in with 411 trout cooked so far. 54 cooking. There's 55 cooking. I don't know if I can really be bothered doing this all the way to 65. I feel like doing something a bit more active. We've got some quest requirements to get there, of course. Why don't we start with some of those earlier quests? We can get back to some skilling a bit later on. But for now, let's figure out what quests we're doing and then just knock it out the way. That's right, as we can see in the top left hand corner, it's time to tackle Underground Pass. We don't have the 50 thieving requirement, which allows us to do a little bit of a thieving shortcut, but our agility level should be such that we don't get too punished through the Underground Pass course. And I'm really keen to get our Ivan staff. We've got 200k in the bank, so that's almost enough to upgrade it. Yeah, let's hope that we don't get too shafted with this one, shall we? Alright, time to see how lucky we get there. On my original Ironman, I actually had a path that was all the way straight. And I'm hoping that I can find the same luck here. I'm going to guess not, but let's see how long it takes us. Okay, not off to a great start as we are. You know, we've fallen into each one of these 4. Hopefully we can go all the way across here though. Let's see, 1 and 2. Now is it going to be across further or down across to the north? Okay, it is. So it's south-south. Then we go up 1 and then we'll see how we fare. So across to here, then across to here. Cross 1 more, please. Okay. How about 1 more? Not too bad. What about 1 more? Wow, okay, so that's actually not too bad at all. Let me just mark these here and I will show the path all the way through. Not too bad at all. Not too bad at all. You know, trial and error, we took a lot of damage there early on, but later on we got very, very lucky just to move across like that. Well, there goes pretty much all of our food, except for our high level food, so we might have to do this in multiple trips if it's going to continue like this. Not off to a good start there, that's for sure. This is where the 50 thieving, of course, would come in super, super handy, avoiding this entirely. Avoid wasting more of our food, which we already are on a historic low. We shall see though, maybe we can get it going, otherwise if not we might have to teleport out. And even stack up on some Karam 1s here. We'll see. We can buy those from, of course, our pirate friends over in Brimhaven. Alright, last one. Surely we don't lose it here. There we go. Alright, not too bad. And then we fell a couple of times, not the end of the world. Always a classic cutscene here, of course, as we use our piece of railing on the boulder. Oh, too gruesome. Too gruesome. Absolutely too gruesome. There we go, some lovely food that's going to help out a great deal. And a prayer potion, I had no idea that we picked up one of those. That'll be super helpful if we need some protect from melee later on. And here are the infamous jumping bridges puzzle later on. Oh my god, it's going to be horrific. At least we can get some food from our dwarven friend down below. That should be our main saving grace. But otherwise, let's save our energy for when we absolutely need it, shall we? There we go, there's Carmen's food there, which looks like it's a stew, a piece of bread, and maybe something else as well. Good to be restocked with a bit more food. Here's our first fall. We should probably add a bit of a fall counter for this area, I reckon. That's one of many, no doubt. A little bit of free magic training experience, can't complain about that one. And I'm actually trying to purposefully fall now. This might be ruining all my potential good luck with good jumps, but it's going to be the quickest way to get down to the basement level rather than running all the way around there. I know I take a little bit of damage, but I can buy more food. Of course, the one time we want to fall, we don't. I don't know, maybe there are obstacles that you definitely can't fall down. Maybe this is one of them, I've got no idea. Oh, there we go, no, we did fall down. There we go, we take 15 damage, we run through the soulless here. Hello fellow gingers, how are you? Who even needs the Barrow's gloves? Look at these bad boys. +2 melee strength, a little bit of attack bonus, decent defensive bonus. Holy shit, these are my new best in slots, I think. Second fall. I was really hoping we'd make it all the way through there. Okay, this is the painful one. We've got to run a long way back, but a second time, second unintentional fall. Not too bad for how far into the quest we are already. And it honestly hasn't taken as long as I expected it to. Number three. I shouldn't have said anything. This has just started a downward trend there. It's going to be tough to make. At least we still have plenty of food. It's more just a war of attrition now. We know that we can make it through. Just how many bloody times are we going to fall on the way there, eh? Oh no. What have I done? Right towards the end of the quest too. We're just throwing the dole in the bloody fire, which I think is the end of the quest. Oh, it hurts me deep in the soul. What soul exactly? Final one for all the marbles. Oh, thank God. Oh my God. There we go. So good. Alright, now we should be towards our later end stage of the game, of this quest I should say. Taking us about 40 minutes to get to the stage. Honestly, not too bad, all things considered. Obviously, it would have been a lot quicker had we had stamina potions, energy potions, maybe a bit higher of agility level, but still not too bad. And here we have the completion of Underground Pass, a huge amount of quest points, also necessary for our Barrow's Glove, use of the Iban's Blast Spell and the Iban's Staff itself, not too shabby. Now of course we need to go and upgrade the Iban's Staff. I believe we're a couple thousand gold short of where we need to be, so let's see if we've got anything in the bank that we can alch or sell, and then go and get that upgrade straight away. 61 agility coming in, Slayer Tower, not too bad, I'll take it. And just a quick update on where our quest progress is. We are at 136 out of the 175 quest points that we need. We get a few quest points for completing parts of the Recipe for Disaster quest line anyway, so that might give us an extra 10 or so, plus a few more prerequisite quests that we need to get, like Shiloh Village for example. Shiloh, I would say Shiloh myself. Maybe that's just a Kiwi accent playing in, but we will see. Maybe do some more Throne of Mist Lane. There's a whole bunch of other quests that we can get to that don't have super huge quest requirements. But anyway, in terms of our gold situation, here we are, 198k. We need to just alch a little bit more, then we'll have enough to upgrade our staff. Well, here's a wee bit of junk that we had in our bank. Our studied bodies, I know that we still technically need to use it, but we're going to be getting some questing experience, which should hopefully bring us up to 40 range later on. So why don't we alch both of these, see where that gets us. 199k, is this enough? Do we breach the 200? Not quite. What about our Mithril Mace? Will that be enough? There we go, there's our 200k. We're going to be very poor after this. We'll find some money, some gems, and there we go. That was from our little AFK grind to 60 attack, so not too bad. That could be some extra teleports later on as well for dig site and for our games necklaces. If we talk to the Dark Mage here, we should be able to upgrade the staff for 200,000 coins, pretty much our entire bank as we just saw. And it goes from 120 max charges up to 2,500. And there we go, we just finished a medium task in doing so. And actually it has the 2,500 charges immediately, so technically we kind of wasted, and that's wasted with heavy air quotes, wasted those 120 charges that we had beforehand, but honestly, I'd much rather just get it done now. So we've got the Iban's Staff for any later on questing that we need to do. Iban's Blasters, we're all familiar with, is a fantastic level 50 spell which requires just Death Runes and Fire Runes. So thank you all very much for joining me for another fantastic Old School Runescape Group Ironman video. If you did enjoy the video, please do give it a like and a subscription, helps it a great deal. Check us out at Twitch at twitch.tv/Sandoya, and I'll catch you in the next one.